This is a caravan fridge. This is a caravan oven. And what you've just witnessed there is how DPD treat our parcels every single day.
We've had so much of this recently, it's becoming unbearable. I mean, what the? Just deliver the package. It's getting beyond a joke now. Oh, hello there. Welcome. This is going to be a very, very calm video. Just deliver the package. Scratch that, it's not going to be a calm video at all. So, when you're a small business, you have to rely on third parties and partners to do other jobs for you, right? So, in our business, we salvage and we sell. And most of our inventory gets shipped across the UK. So I would say 60% of our business is done on eBay, which means more often than not, people live hundreds and hundreds of miles away, and they're generally not in Scotland. The other 40% is done through Marketplace and people come and collect stuff. But the problem is when you use couriers, right, you're limited to the amount or the number of businesses that you can use. But the real issue is they're all the same, right? They're all the exact same idiots, right, that cannot handle a package properly. They either can't turn up for it, or when they do turn up for it, they're late. Or when they turn up for it, they're late, and then they'll say, oh, I can't take that, oh, it's too heavy, or it didn't fit in my van. I mean, what the? We've had so much of this recently, it's becoming unbearable. We've had, I'll pop up on the screen just now, right? But we've had an oven, a perfectly good oven, that was salvaged from a caravan, smashed into obliteration by DPD. And what it looks like is it's fell off the back of a lorry at 60 miles an hour. We've then had a fridge. Again, looks like it's fell off the back of a lorry. Again, by DPD. We've had countless windows damaged and smashed beyond recognition when they've been delivered to customers. And believe it or not, that's been Royal Mail / Parcel Force. But the most recent one that we've had is another window, DPD again. A perfectly good window, perfectly wrapped, ready for a paying customer to, replace their already broken window. Smashed beyond recognition. It's getting beyond a joke now. Now we've tried them all. We've tried Yodel, useless, right? We tried useless and they lost a parcel altogether. We've tried every, garbage, right? They can't even deliver the parcels that we order. So we order stuff from Amazon to come to our house, and because we're rural, every just doesn't know what to do. They're just like, oh. And you know what I mean? We're not ordering anything out of the ordinary here. We're looking for things to help us run our business. We're looking for shrink wrap. We're looking for bubble wrap. And they can't deliver it. But the issue that we've got is, and this is where the real irony comes into play, we salvage things, right? So we're salvaging items that would have otherwise ended up in the skip, right? And there's people out there that have a use for them, all right? So there's windows, there's ovens, there's fridges, there's things like that. People are buying this stuff because they need it, because theirs is either broken or they're doing a build or they're doing something. You put it in the hands of these idiotic couriers and it's just destroyed because they don't give a damn. They literally couldn't care. Now, believe it or not, I've managed to claim back some money from DPD, but it wasn't without trauma. So the oven that flashed up on the screen there, this oven, 150 quid just down the drain. So a customer paid for it on eBay, waited for it, it took a week to get there, and when it arrived, it was smashed to bits, absolutely smashed to bits, and then it was sent back to us. Beyond recognition. It took me 5.5 months and 37 emails to finally get to someone who would look at my case and who would actually accept that DPD was in the wrong. But the thing is, their claim systems are designed to make you go away. You know what I mean? They're designed to make you get bored. They're full of clauses. They're full of like robots. in a head office behind a screen send an email saying, sorry, insufficient packaging, or sorry, there's no scan record. But when you're running a business, every penny counts, and you cannot afford for apathetic couriers, right, to treat your stock like it's nothing. Just throw off the back of your lorry. Ah, well, you know, old Davey there, he dropped it, oops. And that's the attitude that you get. But I've learned not to give up. I've already managed to claim back that 150 quid from DPD. There was another one, it was UPS, who lost a fridge. So a guy bought it in December. We sent it, you know, we wrapped it as we did. We carefully, you know, wrapped it and did all the things that we needed to do. Decided to send it by UPS, who lost it. So this guy was messaging a week in, 2 weeks in, going, where is my fridge? And when we checked the tracking number, no scan, no scan, no scan. Speak to UPS, I tried everything. I went on to Facebook, I went on to LinkedIn, I sent email after email, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And whenever you went onto their system or went onto the website, it just put you in a vicious circle. You couldn't speak to anybody. So eventually I get so fed up that I went to the top. I figured out who their CEO was. It was a lady called Carol Toom, who's based in France, believe it or not. I sent a scathing email to her. Now, whether she read it or not, I don't know. But I went to her office, and within 48 hours, I had my 150 quid back. And that was after 4 months. The average person would have gave up by now. They would have went, do you know what, stuff this. Just stuff it. What's the point, right? These couriers have got you over a barrel because there isn't that many of them, right? You've got Yodel, you've got Every, you've got UPS, you've got DPD, you've got Royal Mail / Parcel Force who have integrated. They're all the same, by the way. They're garbage, absolute garbage. Now, we had a really, really good start to June there with sales. We're selling all sorts of stuff. We sold windows, we sold, you know, fridges and things like that. But the nature of the way these, or the way that they all sold, meant that they were all kind of getting delivered one after the other. And over the weekend there, I was being inundated with photos and messages from different buyers saying, hi, fridge arrived today. Looks like the courier sat a big heavy crate on top of the fridge. Hi, absolutely gutted. My window arrived today, thank you so much. But the courier's destroyed it. I mean, what chance have you got? Right? What chance have you got? I accept that things happen. I accept that mistakes happen. But I can't accept this nonsense every time I send a parcel. I'm full of anxiety now every time somebody buys a freaking window or a fridge. We're spending more money on packaging, like foam, you know, bubble wrap, shrink, everything. I get that's the cost of doing business, right? But we're basically covering these things in armour just to stop these idiots, right? Destroying them before it gets to the customer. It's your only job. So why is it so difficult for a courier to take a parcel and deliver it to a customer unharmed? Why? And we find ourselves against a wall now. We're backed up against a wall because there isn't anybody to use because they all do the same stuff. The reason we were using DPD, by the way, was because we went to Royal Mail, and you can use Royal Mail because you get them through simple delivery on eBay, which is fine, but that's only up until a particular size. So most of the stuff that we sell is above the limits of the simple delivery process, which means you need to go oversized, which means you then need to use your own courier, right? But because it's oversized, we go to Parcel Force, who is linked to Royal Mail. But the issue that we've had is every time we book a large parcel through Parcel Force, they send a Royal Mail postman pat van round. So we paid for the large parcel, but because of this integration with Parcel Force and Royal Mail, whatever, I don't really care, right? But they send a Royal Mail van, but it's a postman pat style van, which means they don't take our parcel, which means we need to be on the phone explaining it over and over and over again, just for them not to send it the next day. The reason this stuff that I'm talking about got sent by DPD was because it was already 7 days late, because Parcel Force failed every single day to send the proper size van. And we gave up because our customers were getting severely hacked off which is completely understandable, but so are we. So we paid for the postage again. We paid what we paid to Parcel Force, we paid it to DPD. So we're eating into our own profits to get the stock out to the customer. And then when it arrives to the customer, it's destroyed. So we now, not only are we out of pocket for postage again, we're now going to have to refund those customers while we go into battle with these absolute clowns that call themselves couriers. It's baffling to me. It's absolutely baffling, the lack of care, the lack of due diligence, the just sheer and utter, we couldn't give a fuck what happens to your parcel. So, what's the answer? Other than putting the stuff in the van myself and driving down and delivering it off? What, they've got you over a barrel. You've no chance. No chance whatsoever. You just got to grin and bear it and hope, just hope, that the next parcel you send arrives safely. I'm so sick to death of it. So that's us. I submitted it on Sunday night, so we've got a claim into DPD now for the fridge and for the window, right? And already I was hit with an automatic reply saying, sorry, somebody will be in touch. Well, that's fine, because I'll be at your office every single day until somebody gives me my money back. And what I will say is I found out who the CEO of DPD is for the UK, a chap called Justin Pegg. And I've copied him into every single email, right? Not once has he acknowledged. Granted, he's a big CEO, whatever, right? He's probably got a team, right? But I know for a fact he's seen them. I know for a fact he's seen them. The email that I sent last night, I copied him into it. And I got an auto response saying, hi, sorry, it may take me several days to reply because I'm away on business in Europe. Oh, good for you, Justin, right? I just hope you don't need any parcels delivered when you're over there, mate, because your couriers are useless, absolutely useless. And it's just so unfair to the small business that's trying to make a living, and you rely on these couriers. You've got no other option. I could stop selling on eBay altogether, but that's 60% of my business. So then I'd need to start really ramping up Marketplace and whatever else, but you don't get the same level of customer from Marketplace than you do eBay, because eBay is worldwide. All right, so I'm severely cutting off my consumer base, if you like, if I just cut off eBay. But why should I? Why should I cut it off? All because of these idiots. That's all they are, idiots. If you can't tell, I'm really angry, because I'm sick to death of the time that it takes us to wrap things with care. I'm sick to death of the time it takes me to take the stuff out, or the salvage units out. And then the emails, the phone calls. Literally, right, for these couriers just to shrug their shoulders. They couldn't care less. They couldn't care less. I don't know what the answer is. If you've got an answer, let me know. Let us know in the comments. I'd be really interested to know. I get that this courier thing is it's an overdone subject matter. You know, couriers don't chat the door, they just chuck parcels over the fence, whatever else. I get that, right? We know there's a real problem. But this is the issue. The problem isn't getting fixed. All couriers are useless. They're absolutely useless. Let me know in the comments. Let's discuss it. I'll see you in the next one.